And why don't you go on and say some other words in reference to this,
Wow.
Alana?
I would like to share some of my feelings about this traumatic event. I think that it was our faith that saved us, that saved you. I mean, because you could have died that day, but you didn't. You came back, and I believe that it wasn't just luck. It was our faith. I mean, because we are committed to the church. I sit in the pulpit. You're reverend. I mean, we are a holy family. I mean, that's what saved us. I mean, because I hate to think about this, but what if you didn't believe in the Lord?
You know, one thing that reminds me of, and when you indicated that your grandmother was crying and that pleading and all of that, that reminds me of what happened during Lazarus' death, because Mary and Martha were both pleading. It was at that one instance when Christ had come back to Bethany in order to deal with the fact of his death. When he had come back to Bethany, Mary came to him and told him that had he been there, that Lazarus would not have died. And for the first time, we get into the scripture where Christ wept. This is the only period, the only sentence, statement in the entire Bible that indicates the weeping of Jesus Christ. In spite of everything that he had gone through, it was this instance where he wept. And when he wept, he determined that it was time for him to what? Call Lazarus back into life. And he asked Mary, he said, where did you place the body? And she said that, Lord, by now he stinketh. And he said, and then he said, roll the stone away, and he prayed to God. And he did that in recognition, because the scripture said that Christ loved Mary and Martha and Lazarus. And I believe that it was, as you indicated, the faith that you and your grandmother had in reference to me, that it was his love for you, his love for your grandmother, and his love for me, that in a real sense, in spite of the objections of St. Peter, that he laid out his objection. He said, hey, he's 72 years of age. That lately I've noticed him becoming quite weary in reference to this. And so let us have him to go stay around. And he said, no, what? Send him back. And through that, and that is my testimony. And that is a testimony that I have fought very hard in terms of making a decision as to whether or not I would say anything in reference to that about it to my audience on this show, because I think that they, all of them, believe that I am a person of great credibility, you see, great honesty, and at the same time I would never tell them or misinform them of anything dealing with our experiences. And I think that you have given me an opportunity to tell that story, and you've done an excellent job in terms of bringing forth the information that we have here. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to be with you at that particular time, because I think that without your grandmother and you pleading for my life, I might not have been sent back. And I want to thank you for, and encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.